Hey guys, I know we're already in peak summer, we're thick in it, and if you're still sitting inside watching Love Island and not wanting to be outside living your actual Love Island life because you feel like it's hot mess summer for you, come on guys, you know in your heart we need to go out and look hot. So let's make this summer the best one yet through resetting and working on our physical, mental, and spiritual hygiene because it all comes together as a package. This means we're cleaning up our act starting today. Ever since I moved to Miami where it's practically summer all year long, I became the master of summer, okay? It's practically my season. I grew up as a tropical island girl, so I understand the art form. Because summer is the best if you feel like a hot girl, but the worst if you don't think you are. So we're going to get into different ways to look hot and fresh and get snatched this summer without you feeling bad about yourself or burning out or falling for random TikTok trends that don't actually do anything. Every single tip in this video is either grounded in real research or routines that really move the needle for me. And this is a full reset to simplify your routines and add more ease and less pressure on yourself before we dive into the rest of the year. If you're new here, my name is May and I'm all about improving your life, and I make videos like these every week to help you glow up in all of the different ways. We're going to get into energetic resets, beauty hacks that won't melt in the summer heat, how to prioritize more movement and good nutrition, hydration, as well as my own protocol for building confidence in hot weather when you're at the beach club surrounded by hot people. So let's get into it. Let's start with one of the most overlooked biohacks, which is barefoot walking, also known as grounding or earthing. This is about connecting your literal skin with the earth's natural electric field, especially the soles of your feet. And since this is the summertime, you might be at the beach at some point and where your bare feet touches wet sand or even lake edges or dew-covered grass, whatever you have access to, you're absorbing the earth's negative ions. And these ions help neutralize free radicals in your body. And what free radicals are is they are unstable molecules that causes oxidative stress, which leads to premature aging and inflammation. You do not want free radicals, and you can absolutely eliminate this from happening, or at least reduces the chances of it floating around your body with earthing. Ideally, natural salt water is the best for this. It's way better than grounding on grass or anything else, but take what you can get, right? The act of grounding itself has been proven to reduce markers of inflammation. It lowers cortisol, it improves your sleep, and enhances your mood. And if there's any kind of glow up tip that I can give you that I will say is the most important, it's truly just managing your stress, managing your moods, and getting enough sleep. But you first need to fall asleep before you can even get enough sleep. And there is a study that I read by Chevalier et al. From 2013, and they found that subjects who did a lot of grounding actually experienced significant drops in their cortisol levels and improved their parasympathetic nervous system activity. This means these people literally became more carefree, more calm, and they're able to control their stress levels much better. But if you don't live near a beach or a body of water, you can also walk barefoot on grass, especially early in the morning when there's morning dew. Call me whatever you want, but I personally love talking to my plants and just complimenting them, and I swear it not only helps them grow, but it also makes me happier. It's an energetic exchange. Like whenever my plants are doing well, they provide me more oxygen. And I have such a good personal relationship with my plants, and it shows. You can laugh at me all you want about touching grass and whatever, but it's true. We all need to. Humans have always evolved in nature, and we're not meant to be in the concrete jungle all the time. And if we are, then we're disconnected from the earth, and that means we're disconnected from ourselves. A summer-proof glow-up routine is so essential because summer is the worst time, honestly, to be layered in a million different heavy skincare products and foundation and cream and blush and contour and setting spray, especially if you're planning to be outside in 90-degree Fahrenheit, 35-degree Celsius heat. Instead, go for breathable and buildable products that can actually stay put on your face and make you look fresh without it melting off of your face. So this is how I typically approach my skincare and makeup for both my face and my body, and it's very easy. This whole routine will take less than 10 minutes and it keeps me looking fresh and polished and so clean and not melty. So first of all, wash your face and then use a toner or face mist and then a light serum before facial sunscreen. And if you're putting on makeup for the day, you can start with a BB or CC cream that has built-in SPF. Ideally, something with a bit of skincare benefits like niacinamide or hyaluronic acid. The whole point of a BB cream or CC cream is that you can find your skin tone match very easily because it conforms to your skin tone, and it's also partially a skincare product. That way you can multitask and maybe skip the serum or the sunscreen, and then I will gently pat on a little bit of powder foundation or translucent powder. And the purpose of using powder in the summer is to basically mattify your face and absorb oil. And I will also carry with me a powder case if I'm heading out for the day so that I can do touch-ups in the bathroom. Waterproof makeup is also non-negotiable, especially with mascara and eyeliner. And if you're using an eyelash curler, curl it before applying mascara to avoid smudging. I actually prefer to do a lash lift in the summer, whether that's DIY or you can also do it at a salon. It lasts for about 6 weeks, and that way you don't have to worry about curling your eyelashes every single time. It just stays curled all the time, and you actually end up using less mascara that way. This means less material running and rubbing off of your face. I also go for lip stains instead of gloss because gloss melts and transfers and disappears really easily, but a lip stain can give you a really nice healthy glow with minimal upkeep. Even after you eat lunch and dinner is still on. You can also lay your lip balm over it later if you want a glossier look, and I personally would go for a lip balm with SPF on it or something with natural ingredients like coconut oil. And as for the body, I use anti-chafing body powder in places that I know will get sweaty, like underarms, inner thighs, under boobs. So this is like your Gold Bond powder or prickly heat powder, and you can find this in pharmacies or online. And I like the ones that are mentholated, especially if it's super hot outside. It feels really nice and cool on your body. But if you also wear a lot of black like me, then make sure to apply this before putting on your outfit. Portable fans are also game changers, especially if you're traveling or going to an event and you simply just don't want your face to melt off. It's something that's super handy that you can carry around, or you can just carry a cute fan with you and it's vibey, why not? But we're keeping it simple today, guys. A quick shout out to my sponsor, Hume Health. As you all know, I made a permanent lifestyle change to live out my hot girl summer dreams forever. So I actually need cold hard data because I cannot let myself feel bad about my body. So back in the old days, I used to step on a scale and be like, how is this number going up? But I don't trip on that anymore because now my weight is the least important data point, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you're doing everything right and you're still confused or stuck, you're not getting the full picture because weight alone is not the right way to track your progress, and that's where the Body Pot by Hume Health comes in. This is not just another smart scale, guys. This is the world's first portable body analyzer, and it gives you a full body scan with 98% medical grade accuracy. That's on par with those $20,000 in-body machines at the gym, but this one lives in your house and it's also light enough to put it in your luggage if you want to take it traveling. So I just got home from a few weeks of traveling in Greece and I've been living my best life, and the scale shows it. I actually gained 10 pounds, okay, but I don't feel guilty about it at all. I just simply get back onto my daily routine at home and it's business as usual. Having so much data actually makes me feel better about my complex human body because it tells me the truth. It keeps me accountable instead of me assuming things and spiraling about what the number of my scale means. The Body Pot scans your torso, arms, legs, and even heart health using 8 frequency sensors built onto the handle, and you can literally see the fat and muscle percentage of your various body parts, even your left side versus right side. So if you've been doing a lot of leg workouts but you can't see a difference, you can absolutely track the difference on here. If you don't believe me, just work your left leg only for 3 weeks and then see what happens. It syncs with the Hume Health app where you can track over 40 different health metrics, set milestone goals, and it breaks down how your sleep, nutrition, stress, and movement are impacting your body and exactly where to improve. And if you love receipts like me, the app even gives you a detailed analysis of your changes over time so your glow up feels measurable. Right now, my code stacks on top of Hume Health sale to save you up to 50%. And if you're in the US, it's HSA and FSA eligible, which means your insurance might actually cover your entire purchase. My link and code are in the video description and it's valid for 7 days only. So if you're trying to get smart, stay consistent, stay hot, and stop obsessing over a number on the scale, this is your sign to just let the data do all of the work for you. And thank you to Hume Health for sponsoring today's video. Prioritize outdoor movement. If you find yourself indoors a lot, whether that's at the gym or the treadmill, even in the summer, I know it's really hot outside, guys, but now is truly the time to really enjoy and stay present in the sun. Outdoor movement in the summer is truly like nothing else because you're not only being active and working out, but you're also connecting and syncing with nature as well as the environment around you. You're absorbing vitamin D and you're regulating your internal clock in a way that's so deeply healing for your body. So instead of boxing yourself up all day in an indoor gym, shift your focus towards building more outdoor activities that bring in fresh air and more and really can stimulate your senses. Personally, I love early morning walks before the sun gets too intense, and that's the perfect time for you to maybe get your walk in, or maybe even as the sun sets, right? I like to take my yoga mat downstairs sometimes, and there's like a small lawn area in my building, and I just do a quick flow or breath work and just sit around and meditate for a little bit. That instantly can lower my stress levels and helps me feel more present. And if you live near a beach or a lake, that's amazing. Lucky you. Try incorporating more water sports like paddleboarding or kayaking, and even swimming in natural water can feel incredibly grounding and cleansing. And I remember we swam so much in both fresh spring water and plenty of salt water during my community group trip in Greece, and it was such a healing and amazing experience to just be able to get into the water and snorkel and swim. So if you have access to that, definitely make use of it. And there's also some research that shows that blue spaces, which refers to areas of bodies of water, can really reduce stress, lower heart rate, and improve your sleep levels. So don't ever underestimate the power of moving your body outside. When you're doing something that's not just for the sake of doing it, like if you're counting calories on a treadmill, for example, that's actually so different from doing something that you enjoy, like a water sport, and doing something that you love for yourself and not for punishing your body. Plus, when you're in the sun, you're helping your body absorb more vitamin D, which supports your immune system and stabilizes your mood. It literally makes you so much healthier. So now's actually a good time for us to get into actual summer hygiene, because in the summer, it matters a lot more than any other season. When it's hot outside and you're sweating, you have to be intentional about keeping your body clean and your skin happy. Personally, I shower every single time after sweating. It's non-negotiable, whether it's from a workout, being outside in the heat, or even just walking around. I rinse off always before going to bed, or as soon as I can if I'm super sweaty. And yes, I also do wash my hair daily, not in the winter, but especially in the summer for sure. Like everything, the entire work, shampoo, conditioner, scalp massage. For some people, that can be a lot, but for me, that is what keeps my scalp balanced. Everyone's different, so do what works for you, but it's also important to keep your skin pH balanced as well. If you don't have access to a shower right away, antibacterial and antifungal body wipes are a big game changer. For example, guys, I use these body wipes every now and then, and I also keep some in my bag whenever I'm out and about and I know I'm going to be sweating a lot. I literally just put a couple of these in a Ziploc bag, and especially if I'm doing some outdoor activities or if I'm going to the gym, I will use that under my arms, behind my knees, and anywhere that's sticky or sweaty. They are especially useful if you have body acne or any kind of fungal breakouts or irritation from sweating. And let's be so real, you guys. If you're going from running errands outside to a dinner or some kind of evening event, change your clothes. That's how you can refresh your energy. Like if I'm hitting the gym, I always bring a change of clothes with me for after my post-workout shower. It makes a huge difference in how I feel and how my skin responds. Plus, you don't really want to be changing back to your gym clothes after the shower, right? And as for deodorant, I don't usually get body odor unless I'm really musty from working out and not showering or changing my clothes, and that is just genetics. But however, if that's something that you deal with, there is no shame in finding what works for you. You can either go natural or use clinical strength deodorant. Just make sure that it actually supports your lifestyle. I find that a lot of skin problems, things like acne, body odor, comes from a pH imbalance on your skin, and it's absolutely correlated, at least in my experience. Back when I used to have a lot of acne breakouts, especially on my back and on my face, it's because I wasn't being as hygienic or clean as I am now. Sometimes that can lead to fungal acne or all kinds of other weird skin irritations, but the bottom line is that is not normal or healthy. A lot of this stuff is also managed by other things like your gut health, which I will get into later, but if you're keeping up with everything already and still dealing with issues, then it's caused by something else, in which case I would consult a doctor and run some tests, because if an issue is getting in the way of your comfort, you should absolutely do something about it. And then as for feminine hygiene, less is more. Your kitty cat is a self-cleaning organ, and overwashing or using harsh soaps or douching frequently can actually throw off your pH balance, which will potentially make things worse. I use gentle unscented soap around the area, never inside, and I avoid anything that has a lot of fragrance or too much chemicals, and always wear breathable cotton underwear and moisture wicking fabrics, especially if you sweat a lot. And if you're prone to irritation, consider switching to even laundry detergent that's fragrance free or doesn't use a lot of harsh chemicals. Another hygiene tip that I really love for the girlies is panty liners. Underrated, but makes your underwear last so much longer and you just feel cleaner throughout the day. And the goal is always to just stay clean and dry and comfortable and not overdo anything. Your body is very smart. You just have to support it and not act against it by doing too much. And this is the undeniable truth. We all need to drink lots of water. So if you're not getting enough water, you just have to drink more more water, period. We can also supplement with our nutrition, and my favorite way to do this in the summer is hydrating with high water fruits, and I cannot stress this enough. Fruit is really not the enemy. I know I talk a lot about simple sugars and carbs, and you know, these things can be good for you depending on your goals. Like for example, if you're on a low carb diet, you might not want to eat fruits, and it sometimes honestly like might work against you if you're overdoing it. But fruits and complex carbs that are whole foods are always better than eating potato chips and cakes or something or whatever. And to be honest with you, when I'm in the US, I try to minimize eating bread and dessert, but when I'm in Europe, I do actually indulge quite a bit because the food standards there are just different. Same with Asia, it's not just different, it's better. But anyways, fruit is your best friend, especially in the summer. It's so rich in water, antioxidants, fiber, and natural sugars, and it gives you energy without actually crashing your blood sugar in the way that ultra processed snacks do because of all of the fiber. And eating fruit is one of the most delicious and intuitive ways to stay hydrated, and you will notice that when it comes to seasonal fruits, summer fruits especially have the most water content, and that's for a good reason, because you need to drink more water. So here are 10 hydrating summer fruits that I like to rotate through. I love eating watermelon, cucumber, and yeah, apparently cucumber is a fruit. I also love pineapples, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, oranges, peaches, mango, and honeydew. And I try to buy most of my fruits seasonally and locally because when you eat what's in season, it's more nutrient dense and aligned with what your body naturally needs for that season. So for me, that looks like a bowl of chilled watermelon and mango with a pinch of sea salt and lime juice and maybe even a little bit of tahini on the mango, and that's just an instant reset for me. My body just inhales it, and I often prepare a big Tupperware of cut fruit and vegetables at the beginning of the week so that I have something to snack on throughout the day. And I also love getting my hydration from the food that I eat as well as on top of the water that I drink. Another underrated tip for your mental health is removing secret energy drainers. And I want you to treat summer like the ultimate reset season and the time to just let loose for a little bit and be present with yourself, especially if you felt burnt out, like your nervous system has been in overdrive from school or from work. And this is the perfect time to slow down a bit. So the first thing that you want to start with is by identifying low-grade energy leaks. This means vague social plans that you didn't really want to agree to, but you did anyway, or group chats that are draining to you, or even just saying yes to things that you're already secretly planning to cancel the day of. That kind of emotional multitasking keeps you stressed and keeps your cortisol high and creates a lot of internal noise for yourself. At the beginning of this year, I had a couple of friends who keep telling me that they want to meet up with me and it's gonna happen, but they're so busy and they'll make it work, but they never do. I don't like dealing with ambiguity, and I literally just started telling them at some point, like, if you want to see me, just give me a date and a time and I'll be there. We'll agree to meet up. But yes, now is the time for you to slow down, think about what's actually important to you, and simplify your routines, your life, and not feel like you have to turn everything into a project. A lot of you guys get that idea from my videos for some reason, but I'm here to tell you there's a time and place for everything. So for me, it's my time to not think so much because I know I'll be thinking a lot in the fall and the winter when all of my projects start rolling back around, and we should all make time for rest. It's non-negotiable. So clear your calendars or even add in some time blocks for rest days to paint, to write, to sing, or play your instruments, and just make room for more spontaneity in your life. Like if you wanted to go to the beach today or tomorrow, you go. I like to think of this as clearing my energetic bandwidth. So when you say no early, you're not being rude, actually. In fact, you're being respectful of not just your time, but other people's time as well. And this is going to show up as a ripple effect because you're going to eventually show up better and become more present for everything else in your life. And you can trust that you can keep your word to yourself. And when you rest, you get to rest so deeply. And when you're getting ready in the morning, you're going to literally glow because you're setting aside the energy to be present to do that. And you're not constantly fighting with yourself in the background. And this is so important. You have to make peace with yourself and be very clear on what you want to say no to. I also love doing a daily sculpting ritual, and I think that incorporating these rituals and habits is nice. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's definitely an indulgence, and it can serve its purpose of being functional as well. So when you're stimulating your lymphatic system regularly, you're helping your body drain fluids that's trapped in your body, you're reducing bloating and puffiness, you're improving circulation, and it's supporting your detoxification. It's obviously temporary if you stop doing it after a while, but it feels nice to look snatched. So in the morning, usually after I clean my face and apply my serum, I will do a little bit of facial massage or a few minutes of gua sha to make my skincare work better. And I follow a gentle upward motion, always work from the center of my face upwards and outwards, and then I just like drain it off. If you guys want me to go into detail, I can also do that in my next glow up video. And then sometimes at night, I might also use a microcurrent device while I'm watching TV, or even use something like this, a dry brush, to dry brush my legs before I take a bath or a warm shower. And when I use a dry brush, I usually go from the bottom and soles of my foot all the way up to my thighs and to my butt, and from my hands, the extremities of my fingers, all the way up to my armpits. Even a simple lymphatic massage with castor oil or something after the bath can make a big difference in how toned and light that you feel on the regular. But really, I only do these things when I remember to do it, and these rituals are about creating moments of connection with yourself and with your physical body, which I'm all about, and just giving yourself the support that you need to function more optimally and feel better about yourself. Because I notice that when I do these things consistently, I don't just look more lifted, I also look less bloated and I have more energy. I'm able to do more at the gym. I'm also more in tune with my physical body. To me, you cannot get into your hot girl self physically if you don't even feel comfortable with your body. And this is one of the best ways that you can do that. But again, like I said, none of these things are a must, so don't beat yourself up if you don't get something done. And the daily detox habit is somewhat related to the daily sculpting ritual, and you really don't need to be doing juicing to detox or take activated charcoal pills or anything, because your body naturally already knows how to do that. We can absolutely support natural detoxification with more restorative habits that helps with elimination and digestion and reducing stagnation and better nourishing our internal systems. So I like to pick one detox helper a day depending on how I'm feeling that day. If I'm sore or inflamed, or if I'm feeling bloated, I might do like a 20-minute sauna session followed by a cold shower. But if I'm bloated or feeling very sluggish and low energy, I would just wrap a warm castor oil pack around my tummy and just relax for a little bit while I read, or I'll put on like a heated eye mask and just lay down for like 10 minutes. And on days when I want a quick pick me up, I will add a few drops of chlorophyll or even a bit of lemon juice to my water, or a bit of apple cider vinegar, or just take an Epsom salt bath before I go to bed. And I like to use Epsom salt with eucalyptus essential oil. You can use whatever you like. The key is to make these habits really enjoyable for yourself and not like an additional thing that you have to do. If you don't feel like doing it that day, then don't do it. Like I said, like you don't really need this. Abundance mindset over lack mindset every single time. It's really about how you want to add into your life and how your actions are building towards that, instead of thinking about what you're trying to get rid of, what you're trying to lose, and what you don't have enough of. Approaching things from an abundance mindset, even when it comes to like mental, physical, and spiritual hygiene, is really going to add towards your body feeling more clear and lighter, and your face is also going to be reflecting the same thing. Anyways, this will not be a summer glow up video if I do not mention SPF. It is absolutely mandatory, especially if you're investing time and energy into your skin and into your glow up, but that does not mean that your SPF routine also can't be aesthetic or mood boosting. Personally, I like to use a little bit of body shimmer or tanner with my SPF to mix it up better, and especially for my face, a lightweight gel-based sunscreen or a light cream or a CC cream makes my face look dewy and hydrated without being greasy. And I will apply this after washing my face or after the shower while my skin is still a little bit damp so that it sinks in a little bit better. Or you can also spray on a bit of face mist before applying SPF. And as much as I love zinc oxide sunblock, I usually reserve that for my body and spend a bit of time just working it in so it doesn't leave a white cast. And the body shimmer and tanner is really just there to help it mix better and also get rid of some of that white cast. I like ones of formulas that also include ingredients like vitamin E, squalane, or green tea extract, because those ingredients also hydrate you and repair your skin barrier. So I do this especially when I'm going on my hot girl walk, or if I know I'm going somewhere fancy or to an event or somewhere nice where I want to be seen, and it makes me feel like I'm on vacation. It's a really nice beauty ritual of just self-respect, like honoring your body and yourself and just feeling really good being outside in your physical body. Let's also go over our mindset a little bit of a confidence protocol and talk about self-confidence, because the truth is, no matter what you do, whether it's makeup or routines or whatever it is, it will never outshine an energy that feels grounded and self-assured. This is really about snatching up your aura and not how snatched your body is. And it's also all about what you choose to believe in yourself, and it's a quiet belief. You're not here to tell everybody how confident you are. To me, confidence is all about the things that you do in private. So one thing that I love doing is layering on my confidence practices the same way that I layer on my skincare and my makeup. So in the morning, I'll do something like pick a summer fragrance, for example, and makes me feel expensive, something that's clean and fun and fruity and maybe a little bit mysterious. And then I'll take a few minutes to just journal in a very simple tone of voice and take the time to just jot down a to-do list. And then I take the last couple of minutes minutes just to reflect on how my day is going to look like and what I'm going to be doing and what's ahead of me. Throughout the day, I try to check in with myself, like will my dream self say yes to that? Or will she sit on the couch and doom scroll all day? Or will she go for a walk? And this is really about building micro habits that build alignment with the version of yourself that already exists out there, but needs a little bit more space to be brought into your life. So the more that you can embody that energy, the less you're going to be chasing after external validation and cheap dopamine. My gut health journey has also completely changed a lot of things. How I show up, how I feel in my skin, my energy, and even my mood. So much of my glow up, especially in the last couple of years, I can honestly attribute to getting serious about my gut health. Once I started focusing on digestion and actually absorbing my nutrients properly, everything else began to fall into place because your gut and your skin are directly linked via the gut-skin axis, and we also don't call our gut our second brain for no reason. I'm gonna make an entire deep dive video about gut health at some point because there's a lot that I've done to heal my gut health, but I sometimes also make these probiotic mocktails at home, and usually that's a base of kombucha or water kefir with a bit of fruit juice and a bit of citrus. This is on top of me eating some form of prebiotic and probiotic every day, like my daily milk kefir smoothies. Digestive bitters every now and then can also be a good idea with bigger meals, which help wake up stomach acid and get your whole digestive system moving. Obviously, we do not overindulge, just a little bit, but during my community group trip in the Greek island of Crete, I learned that the locals drink a shot of raki after every meal to promote good digestion. And drinking raki is also a custom in the Balkans. And I've also read some research that says that the Cretan diet is the best diet in the world. So how can I say no to a shot of raki? By the way, I'm also planning more group trips in 2026 because I simply cannot get enough of Greece. It's such a beautiful and healthy country. I'm also traveling to Turkey and Bulgaria soon. And guys, sometimes I hear people say things like, oh, I'm from the Balkans and we don't eat healthy. Dude, the basis of the diet there is actually super healthy, like cucumbers, tomatoes, olives, yogurt, herbs, honey, and a lot of other things. But if you have access to healthy food and you still choose to eat fast food, then that's completely on you. Especially with me, like coming from the US where our food is like poisonous, low-key. But anyway, if I'm feeling bloated or just off, I make an anti-bloat smoothie with ingredients like ginger, mint, papaya, cucumber, or chia seeds. These combos are great for soothing inflammation and helps digestion, and honestly just tastes amazing in the summer. As a result, I feel more connected to my body, I feel less inflamed, my skin is so much clearer, and if your digestion is off, your skin is going to tell you that. But once your gut starts healing, and I swear everything else will follow that, not just flatter stomachs, but also clear skin, better moods, more energy. You will get entirely snatched up just with good gut health alone. My last and most important point is to minimize decisions. And I know I yap so much about glowing up and skincare and diet and all the lifestyle things that you can do. It doesn't mean that you need to do absolutely everything. Your mental load matters too. Like every little decision, like what you should wear, what you should eat, how to respond to attacks, all of these things require your cognitive energy. So when your brain is constantly running a task in the background and you're constantly thinking about what to do, what to eat, every little thing, you're not managing your stress very well. Decision fatigue is such a real psychological phenomenon. There are studies that show that the more decisions you make in a day, the less self-control and focus you have. Your brain will literally wear you out. So one of the best things that you can do right now is to simplify. Even with this video and with everything else in life in general, pick and choose a few things that you resonate with. If you do everything that I say in the history of my entire YouTube channel, you're going to crash out. Like I don't even do absolutely everything at once. I'm going to try them and probably only end up doing what works for me. And then I'll tell you what worked, but then everyone's different. For me in the summer, especially when I travel and go on vacation, I lean super hard into capsule wardrobes. That means I pick like 3 tops, 3 bottoms, and 3 dresses that feel good to me, that I don't have to think about, and they match each other. Then I will rewear my outfits in different ways. That way, not only can you pack light, but you're also just making things easy for yourself. I also like to eat more or less the same things every day, and I have a very vague idea of what that looks like. I have a routine for my diet as well. In the morning, I will eat eggs and avocado and coffee, and then I drink a vegetable juice. Depending on what I have in the fridge, maybe I'll make a fruit smoothie or something. But usually it's like carrots and cucumber, papaya, whatever else is in season, and I will mix that with my kefir. I also schedule my workouts in advance if I even feel like doing it. And definitely because I have a pool in my building, I go to the pool after my workout, I will go for a walk, and I'll automate all of the other little habits that I have, like my reminders to take my vitamins, to go grocery shopping, or to see the doctor, filter. Everything that I have to do is written down somewhere on my to-do list, on my calendar, so that I don't have to think about it. It just reminds me when it's time, and I only take like 2 minutes a day to work on this to-do list. You want to create more flow for yourself and not friction, and you do not need to micromanage every single aspect for your life in order to stay in control. You can just set up a few systems to just run your life on autopilot. The less choices you can actually make, the more peace you will have for yourself. So that is your blueprint to get the most out of your summer season and do it right and reset for the fall. And it's all designed to make you feel hot and grounded and realign what makes you feel like yourself. So if you made it this far, affirm with me, I will live out my hot girl summer. Give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because I make videos like this every week. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.